Pickles. You good girl. She's so busy mooching around.
Pickles.
Come on, Pete.
All right, gang, let's do this. Who's ready?
Me.
Dad, point this to that camera and say, this is the Osbournes Wanna Believe, take one. Oh wait, you haven't done one yet.
Go on.
You gotta do the clicky click.
Go on, do it.
Do the clicky, oh, okay, there we go. We may be the first family of darkness, but not all of us are true believers in the paranormal. They wanna believe.
Has a ghost ever been caught on film?
Yes, and I have the evidence that will blow their minds. I think you're starting to believe.
Seeing is believing.
Whoa, what is happening?
Oh, God, no.
Okay, now that we're here, how's everyone feeling?
Good.
Oh, that's convincing. Okay. So this next collection of clips is footage that was captured while people were at work. So either from security camera footage or they themselves were filming when a bunch of weird started happening.
Okay.
Now, did you guys ever have a job where you had to like lock up at night by yourself?
No. Oh, no.
Dad, you?
No.
When you worked at the slaughterhouse, you would think that like if anywhere's gonna be haunted, it's a slaughterhouse. Did anything weird ever happen there?
No. Things died.
Okay. All right, let's just start off with a good old haunting. This happened at a barbershop in La Puente, California in July of 2010. Mm-hmm. So they believe that this barbershop is built upon a Native American burial ground.
Okay.
Keep your eye on the blue sheet there on the chair, and then on the wig display on the shelf above it.
Oh, hell to the no. Hell no. Did you just, oh, no, hell no. That's some crazy going on up in there.
Watch.
Look, somebody sat down in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then look at the head move.
No. That right there just moved. Like that just moved.
How weird is that?
That's really interesting.
Yes. This is very interesting.
What'd you think?
That was scary.
I wouldn't be scared. I'd be like, what the I'd be trying to find out how it's moving.
Okay. Where would we put this on the Woogie Boogie scale?
5.
5?
6.
6, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What would you?
I'd probably go 6.
I like the guy that works there and he goes, oh, hell no.
Hell to the no.
Oh, hell to the no. Hell no.
Have you guys ever had any haunting hairdo experiences while at the hair salon?
Other than the color I turned out, no.
But you've had some pretty haunting hairdos in
Oh,
the 80s,
God.
both of you.
No, excuse me. I've had some wicked hairdos.
Dad?
Yeah, we did.
All right, next one. This one is another workplace experience. And this one, I will say, I thought was bull until right at the end.
Okay, I'm literally at work right now. I'm alone.
An employee experiences paranormal presence while working alone at night in a store, December of 2019 in Massapequa, New York.
I don't know what's going on. I'm here alone, and this is the light switch. Ready? This? Oh, I think I stopped it. Did I stop it? No, I didn't. I didn't stop it.
So at first I'm like, oh, it's just a faulty light switch.
I don't know what's going on, and this makes absolutely no sense. And now it stopped. And ready? Here we go. Because that makes sense, right?
That doesn't look like much.
No one understands. And of course I'm here alone, and this is like a friggin' murder house.
Here's the weird noise above him.
Security cameras, there's no one here, so I don't understand. Oh my God.
So I was thinking, oh, it's just a faulty wire in the light, but then he hears that crash and this stuff had fallen over in the attic space. Thoughts, feelings?
I have heard of stories where people live in like these spaces in the tops of restaurants.
Yes, I have heard stories too. Do you ever see the footage of the guy that was living in the people's closet?
Shut up.
Yeah, and then at night when they'd go to bed, he'd come out and he would like eat from their kitchen, and he was like fully living in their house with them and they had no idea.
Oh my God.
Because they work like 60 hours a week and he would like piss in the sink. It's gross. All right, thoughts, Dad?
I don't know what's going on.
2.
And this
2 on the Woogie Boogie?
and
Mom?
it stopped. Good. And ready?
4.
Okay. So we're calling this one not so good?
Yeah, we're calling this one, there's somebody living up there.
Okay. Well, you guys are fired up. All right, on to the next one.
A pub.
So this one comes from York. You guys ever been to York?
I've been to New York. I haven't been to Old York.
You've never been to Old York?
Yeah, of course.
Course
I
he
have.
I was like, well, you're touring of England. You've never passed through York.
Yeah.
Are you the Grand Old Duke of York? He had 10,000 men. No.
Let's try one of them on here now.
All right. Okay, so this comes to us out of York, England, from October 23rd, 2019. And do you guys think that ghost children are scarier than regular ghosts?
I think if I saw any ghosts, I'd be scared.
That's a good question, actually.
I wouldn't be, if it was a kid, I wouldn't
For
be.
me, I think ghost children are more sad.
They're
Yeah.
like looking for their mums.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, give a look at this ghost child from a pub. By the way, what's a kid doing at a pub? This is from the Lamb and Lion pub in York, England. This place is really old, built in the 1840s. It has had a ton of paranormal activity. And this time, they were lucky enough to catch what looks to be the ghost of a child on this security footage. And throughout the years, patrons have complained about hearing the sound of an eerie child in the bar. Look at that.
Double exposure.
What's double exposed by
I
that?
mean,
Look at that.
it's
It looks like a kid walking around with a broom.
Where do you make out the broom?
Like this long, it looks like she's like holding, whoever's holding a broom, look. That thing right there.
It's her arm, isn't it?
Is it an arm?
it's a double exposure.
From what?
Somebody else should film somebody else,
Uh-huh.
then they film this on top of someone else, and it's still.
You can't double expose digital.
How do you know it's a digital?
You can see they filmed a screen, but you can see that like it's like the security cameras you have. They'll never double expose because they film onto a hard drive.
Yeah.
Thoughts, reactions?
Double exposure.
Mum?
There's definitely something to it, definitely.
It's weird, right?
It's some chick,
It's a child.
some child.
The child. Is it Grogu?
If I was there and I saw something like that.
Do you think it could be a lens flare or like a cobweb in front of the camera?
No, it's not.
No, you can
It's a
see a
fair
little
boy.
white petticoat hanging down from
Yeah.
her dress and...
Did you used to wear petticoats in the olden days in England?
I did.
All right, what do we give this one on the Woogie Boogie scale?
5.
5.
Oh, a unanimous 5 at the
Yes,
same time.
there you go.
See, you guys are syncing up. All right, moving on. I'll take it. I don't love that number, but
What would you give it?
What was yours then?
probably a 5.
Ah,
All right. Do you think
Yeah.
I can make a full believer of you this season?
I think so, definitely.
You're just saying that.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You know what I'm gonna try and make you a believer in? The
What?
fact that that dog's breath is so bad I can smell it from here.
Well, do you know what? She takes great offense to that because
Oh,
her
like
breath does not smell. Kisses.
No.
Kisses.
No. I only
Kiss.
like that dog because it's related to one of my dogs. That's it.
Smell it, Jack.
No.
Smell it.
Smell it, Jack.
Nope. Goodbye.
Lick it.
Whoa.
Look at that.
It might be a piece of space junk.
That's literally faster than a rocket going to space.
That was pretty. weird, that was. I've got a haunted dog here.
No, you know what's haunting that dog is the turd it swallowed. Yeah, as it's licking its, look at it. Nom, 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 nom. It's going right to the sauce.
Rum,
It's like,
yum,
you know what that is? That's like putting your mouth under the soda machine.
Come on. She's a ghost.
Look at the way she looks at you. It's
I
like
hate that dog.
you
You
don't.
I do. I cannot stand that.
She's
'Cause
lovely.
When I look at that dog, I see just a turd hanging out of its mouth. I go,
Like a cigar, like a Christmas
yeah,
cigar.
yeah.
You leave my snotty alone. She likes a good bit of.
Oh, see,
colour.
what were those Christmas cigars that they used to advertise?
Can we just carry on with this?
They haven't advertised a tobacco product on television in about 30 years.
How dare you?
Alrighty. Are you guys ready for another one?
Sure.
Yeah, we
All
are.
right, well, let's see if I can do better with this one. And I think I will. This was May 23rd of 2020 in Udon Thani in Thailand.
Okay.
Hospital workers had noticed that a wheelchair was out of place, and it was not where they normally put it. So they checked the security footage, and this is what they saw. How weird is that?
That's weird.
Yeah, going backwards is weird.
That's very weird.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, and just so you know, that wheelchair was actually donated by a former resident of the hospital who had died.
Wow. That's very weird. When it moved backwards, it was really interesting.
But wait, there is more. The employees decided to try to figure out how the hell this could have happened. And they tried to recreate it exactly, but they could not.
That's really weird.
Look, it's completely flat.
Yeah.
There's even like a lip that it would have to like get over.
That's really compelling.
Do you think that spirits can haunt inanimate objects?
I don't know, but that was really interesting.
See, when it first came out, wheelchairs can,
Yeah.
if it's
Or
not
a gust
uneven,
of wind and it's uneven ground?
sure. But when it goes back, no.
I'll give that 9.
Ooh, all right. Doing better. I'll take that.
7.
7, okay. What would you do if you saw a wheelchair wheeling across a driveway? Would you be scared to see that, or would you just be really curious?
Curious.
I think it all comes down to the setting. Like, if I was watching that on a camera, I don't think I'd be that scared. I think I would be more excited than scared.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, whoa. Oh my God. Whoa.
All right, we're moving into outer space with a good UFO clip. Have you guys ever seen the Northern Lights?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Alaska.
Oh,
And it was amazing.
I've never seen the Northern Lights.
It's amazing.
I've flown through them a couple of times.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's only the polar, it's the,
Radiation bouncing off like Earth, right?
something like that.
When you're flying through them, do you just look out the window and you see them?
It's just like in the horizon, you can see them. It's not like you're flying through the sky. You're not dancing around the...
Yeah. So fun fact about the Aurora Borealis. Auroras are the result of a disturbance in the magnetosphere caused by solar wind. These disturbances are sometimes strong enough to alter the trajectories of charged particles. This results in ionization and whatever
video.
of atmospheric consistencies. Well, no, constitute, no.
Show the video.
All right, whatever. It's
Show the video.
space bouncing off of Earth.
Okay.
All right, so this clip comes to us from a Russian cosmonaut aboard the International Space Station. He was filming a time lapse of the Aurora Borealis when he caught something far more exciting than he had initially planned.
Whoa.
Look at that. The f is that?
Ball lightning. I'm I don't know what that is. It's probably.
One thought I was like, oh, is it like satellites that are lined up?
It's interesting. I don't know. I don't know. But it's.
Do you think those are 4 different objects, or is that one object lit up?
I don't know.
I think it's one object, the way it's moving.
Yeah. Look at that. It actually looks bigger when you freeze it.
Yeah.
It might be a piece of space junk as well, like a fuselage of something. That's,
Yeah.
You know, what's broken off.
Yeah, like when they jettison stuff off
Yeah.
the shuttles and things.
It could be space junk or something.
Do you think that that could be extraterrestrial or alien? No. Whatever it is, it's emitting light because there's no sunlight on this side of the Earth. I don't know. I don't quite understand how the sun rise and sunset.
It could have some glass on it, circles of glow, porthole.
And it's just reflecting from the sun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at that, 7.
Yeah, 7.
Oh, I'll take it. Because you would think that, like, a NASA, well, it was a Russian
I think it's
cosmonaut.
a piece of old junk, part of a fuselage, part of a space rocket, part of a shuttle, part of a...
Could be like an old satellite or something.
Some junk floating around.
Yeah. Maybe it is a bunch of old space junk. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Pickles, do you believe in ghosts? Have you seen a ghost, Pickles? Where's the ghosts?
She's a good girl.
What time were you up today?
5:45.
That's a respectable
Early morning.
early morning for a nice British gentleman. Here, have some chocolate. It's good for dogs. They love it. It's really good for your digestive system.
Be cool.
Wow.
They're saying it emerged from the ocean and soared into the sky, according to officials.
Shut up. I do not believe.
Neither do I.
We don't even know what the that is. Have you guys ever been to Salem, Massachusetts?
Yes.
I like Salem. Have you never been to Salem?
No.
Oh, it's awesome.
You've been to Salem.
Have I?
All right, well, this next one, you guys are a barrel of laughs right now.
Yeah, go
This
on.
next one, we're changing things up a bit. We're pulling things out from the vault. Take a look at this classic paranormal evidence. You see these 4 lights here. The picture was taken by a Coast Guardsman in 1952 in Salem, Massachusetts. The US Air Force actually analyzed the photograph. In the end, it was determined that they had no explanation for these lights. And to this day, there has not been an explanation. And it was a bit of a legendary UFO incident at the time. So let's talk about some options, what we think these lights could be.
In 1952, I mean, you haven't got many options, do you?
No.
It's like a floodlight bouncing off clouds.
Yep, they could be spotlights bouncing off of clouds. Could they be the sun bouncing off of like an airplane? And it's just blowing out because the camera wasn't that good of a quality and it's just creating like a weird lens flare? Could it be meteorites?
Could be anything.
Blimps?
De blimp, de blimp.
I don't know, were blimps still around back then?
I love the cars.
So this photo was taken at 9:35 a.m. and it was July, so the summer. So the sun would have been relatively
Right.
high in the sky at that point.
Yeah.
So if it was like low on the horizon, reflecting up, I don't think that's a thing.
And what kind of factory is that?
I don't know. Looks like a power plant.
Yeah.
I mean, they think that actual disclosure of it all is imminent. And they're just gonna, within the next 5 years, they're gonna be like, all right, here's the deal. It's all real.
It's got to get harder and harder to try and
because
cover up.
the big concern is now
There's too much sightings.
And
there's too many people seeing things.
And back in 1952, it was pretty rare to walk around with a camera everywhere.
No,
we now have cameras.
Everyone's got cameras
everywhere, and the quality of the cameras are better than every camera that existed in the last 10 years.
Well, that must have been a little box camera that
Yeah.
you opened up and looked.
Yeah, there was basically like a little dwarf inside sketching it.
Yeah.
I'll give that 4.
A 4? Okay.
Yeah, I'd give it a 6. Something to do with that nuclear plant.
Okay, all right. I will take this. I mean, it's really interesting because the government in the last 4 years have been really forthcoming about its knowledge of UFOs. And it seems like every 6 months now they're releasing more information. They released another photo of an unidentified flying object taken from the cockpit of a fighter jet.
Right.
Just give it a look. It's actually really cool.
I've been dying to see this picture.
So this was taken from the cockpit of an FA-18 fighter jet. This is the back seat of the fighter jet, and the guy snapped it on his iPhone, and that's the object.
Pretty interesting.
Look at that. So they described it as being more cube-like,
Yeah.
but this looks kind of arrowhead-like.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Wow.
So US intelligence admits this could be alien. This is non-human technology. This photograph comes from a secretive UFO task force at the Pentagon, and they're calling it this is a UAP, an unidentified aerial phenomenon, and it was at approximately 35,000 feet over the Atlantic Ocean,
Wow.
and it was silver. I mean, it's really interesting.
It is, isn't it?
This craft had lights in the corner, emerged from the ocean and soared into the sky, according to officials.
Shut up.
Yep.
So
And
it came up from the ocean.
yes, an apparent space vehicle described
But if
as
I was
a...
an alien, that would be the best place for me to stay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing, too. They probably can utilize stuff within the ocean as fuel that we just don't know about. Like, what if their salt water is their fuel? The government believes this is not of Earth origin, and they're basically just admitting it.
It's pretty convinced.
Well, if the government are saying finally that it's not
From Earth.
from Earth, then it's like,
What do you put that on a woogie boogie?
well, that is like a 20.
What would you say, Dad?
10.
10? All right. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get more real than the US government saying, we don't know what this is and it
Yeah.
didn't come from Earth.
And it came from the ocean up into the sky.
Yeah, there's not many things that can do that. It's exciting stuff. I mean, think about it. In your guys' lifetime, you've seen, like, you know, airplane, the light bulb, the radio.
Keep it moving, Jack.
I can't figure out what this is.
It's a model.
You think it's a model?
It's a model. I am absolutely baffled.
Now watch. Doesn't end there.
Isn't that amazing?
I came up with a really good idea for a science fiction movie the other day.
What was that?
Really good one.
Oh, just tell everybody and then they
what's
can
it-
steal the idea.
But no,
What's it
we're
called?
recording, so if anyone in
Next.
this room steals...
Is it
No,
called Next?
it's about, like, the first group of people to leave Earth because Earth is dying in, like, they've traveled for, like, 70 years on this big, giant spaceship.
I get eaten.
No, they're getting ready to land. And just as they pull up to this planet, a giant meteorite hits the planet they're gonna go land on. And they're like, what the...
That's not a very good film.
And so it's about them trying to survive. Like, how do you survive on a planet that's just been completely destroyed by a meteorite?
Hope in that.
There is none. Just like here,
Just go.
there's no hope.
Next one.
Now, check this clip out. Here's another jaw-dropping UFO caught on camera. Now, this is one of my favorites. And this is almost, it happens so quickly, I'll be surprised if you see it the first time. This came from January 2019 in Beaver, Utah. This footage comes to us from 2 documentary filmmakers. They were shooting some landscape B-roll shots, and they didn't notice it at the time, but when they went back to use the footage for their film, they saw this. See that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that amazing?
How crazy is that?
That was pretty weird, that was.
So, all right, we did a bit of math, and we figured out how fast it was going. So the guesstimation is it was 3 miles away from the camera when you first see it. So it went 3 miles from the mountains to where they were filming, and it took less than a second to get to that point. It's estimated to be going somewhere between 10,797 miles an hour to 12,600 miles per hour. That's literally faster than a rocket going to space. How weird is that?
Ball lightning.
It's not ball lightning. Look at that. It comes in at an angle, then swoops. It's definitely not a bird.
Or an insect.
It's not an insect. No way.
It comes in like...
Yeah, it like comes in at an angle and then swoops up.
It goes, and it comes over there.
Yeah. So here it is in slow motion.
That is... Quite...
See how it turns, like it kind of...
Where it goes now. It's gone over the top.
Yeah.
It's not just a click on the camera. And it's not like a fly. It's something that's traveling really fast. I said, oh, that's quite interesting.
What would you give this on the Woogie Boogie scale?
I'd give it 7 for a curiosity.
Okay. Mum?
6.
All right. I'm gonna go with 8 on this one.
You are?
Yeah.
He wants to see an alien.
I do want to see an alien. Damn.
Well, you better be quick, because at the speed it goes, right?
Well, people do believe that we actually are being constantly visited by these ultra high-speed, like, drones.
But I don't know if they're going that fast.
Because you get them every now and then, you get that shot.
But how do they know that we're going to go past before they even see us?
Maybe, here's the thing, though. What if they're operating in a different, like,
Warp speed.
Yeah, if they move, like, think about how, like, how we move and how fast we move.
The thing about it is, with the air being in our atmosphere, something moving at that would create a lot of heat.
It would, but is that a solid, or is it maybe some kind of weird? It doesn't have mass the same way as the things we make.
Oh, I don't know.
So it doesn't have as much resistance in the atmosphere.
I think it could be
ball lightning.
Ball lightning.
All right, on to the next one. Now this clip is weird. I cannot figure it out. I have no idea what's doing this, but you've seen Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
You know the Ents, the trees that walk? Mm-hmm. Is this a walking tree from Lord of the Rings?
Walking trees?
Now, I believe this was filmed in Russia.
Oh, it's fake.
All right, keep your eyes on those trees in the distance. All of a sudden, it looks like something rips them out of the ground and starts walking with them. These are giant trees. They're not small Christmas trees. These are huge trees. A lot of people believe this could be Sasquatch or Bigfoot or even a giant. And until I get a logical explanation, I don't know what to believe.
It's...
What's that?
Walking...
No?
It's a
Hold
model.
on. First of all, go back, and what is the archway?
I don't know. I can't figure that out.
It's a model.
I can't figure...
It's a model.
I can't figure out what this is. It's either smoke from like a chimney.
Or the trees just farted. It's a model and it's not real.
You think it's a model?
Yeah. Sure, it's a model.
Yeah, but what is that?
Anything that comes out of Russia or China, I do not believe.
Neither do I.
So, okay. What would you give this one then?
1.
Because Ozzy could be right, that it could be like a toy village.
But look, when the camera pulls out, it's clear that there's a large landscape.
It's a model. It's not for real. It's called
A walking tree, look at it.
It's not walking.
No, it's not
If it
walking.
came jogging round the front of the clip, I'd go, yeah, you're right, Jack, but...
Look at him, he's looks like Doug, my dog, going for a walk. Big doofus. I should have brought him today. I keep forgetting him.
One.
One for the walking trees.
That's it. And what do you say then?
Go on,
That's a
10.
model village.
I would say I'm gonna give it a 5 because I don't have enough information. Because we don't know a lot about this clip.
Right.
It's a model.
Who's the fastest runner?
I can do a sub 7 minute. I did a 6:45 recently.
Who would be the fastest runner if you were being chased by Bigfoot?
Him.
Chase Boyle.
If you're getting chased by Bigfoot, would you be the fastest runner?
I would not just laugh my ass because it's not real.
Oh,
How dare you?
could you say such a thing?
I would give this a 4.
A 4?
Yeah. What would you give it?
1.
1.
That's okay. We're all entitled to our opinions.
This is declining rapidly.
Just like everything else in my life.
Looks like it's climbing in the air.
It's not an anomaly on the lens.
I don't know what that could be.
It looks like liquid dropping out of the sky.
Do you know what it is?
What?
Aliens.
All right, next clip. Voice heard in empty house in
Redditch?
Redditch, England, October 29th, 2020.
Redditch,
This
my
is a
mum
very new clip.
My
Okay,
mum used to live there.
your mom used to live in Redditch.
Yeah.
It's just a tiny town.
Blinking, you've gone through.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the field of paranormal investigating, we have a phenomenon called EVP, which stands for Electronic Voice Phenomenon. And they break them down into classifications based on their audibility. So an EVP is when you pick up a noise on your recording device that you didn't hear in the room, but somehow the recording device has
Picked it up.
picked it up. So a Class D is usually a thrown away or considered background noise. A Class C are also very common, but you don't understand what the ghost is saying. The recording may sound like a whisper or a murmur. You have to use high-powered audio filters and amplifiers to get something understandable from that audio. A Class B, the investigator may not hear it in real time. It's heard during the audio playback. In most cases, you can make out the words after listening to the data. A Class A is a type of recording that is very clear.
You're putting him to sleep.
I know, but I'm educating you guys.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
I'm falling
He's
asleep.
asleep.
Okay, a Class A is one you can hear in the room and on the
Great
recording.
showing.
All right. Jeez. I think my kids have got better patience than you two. This took place in Redditch in 2020. These people set up a security camera to watch their dogs while they were at work. And there was a notification that the camera had picked up something. So they checked it out, and they heard something that horrified them.
What am I looking at?
Listen.
I know somebody having a...
It's like a kid's voice.
Could be, but not.
What could be making that? What do you think could be making that noise in someone's house when they're out of town? It doesn't sound.
Well, it could be a lodger.
A lodger. Okay, now check this out. When we got this footage, we reviewed it and we noticed something that even the homeowners didn't recognize. Just before you hear the voices, you see this. It's not a bug, or it would have flown through the field of view of the lens. It flashes in and flashes out. Then seconds later, you hear the voices. What do we think?
It could be somebody in the house.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Put it on again.
It sounds, if it was a baby, it's like a newborn just gurgling.
Yeah.
It's gurgling, but it's...
I don't know.
I don't think so, Jack. I'm not convinced with this one.
Okay.
Definitely not.
All right.
One.
Just like everything else in my life.
What was yours then on
Be
the
gone.
woogie?
Be gone.
You haven't even said what you thought.
I give it,
Four.
on the Woogie Boogie, I would give this a 4, yeah.
A 4?
Yeah. What would you give it?
One.
1.
That's okay. We're all entitled to our opinions.
Well, from what we started off, this is declining rapidly. You got to get some good stuff.
All right.
Start off with 10s. You're down now to 1s.
Who's the best dancer?
Third place, Dancing with the Stars.
My wife.
Yes, 3rd place, Dancing with the Stars, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Ballerina.
Yes.
Could have been prima ballerina.
Yes.
I'll just jump on stage, you'll be know. I've never seen anything like that before.
I don't know
man.
what that is.
Could it be a double exposed ball lightning?
Yep. Now you're starting to make sense.
All right, you at home, if you have any pictures or video evidence of something you believe to be unequivocally paranormal, please post it on social media and use hashtag OsbournesBelieve so we can find it. Alrighty, this one is weird. Now, this comes to us out of Fort Smith, Arkansas, August 16th, 2020. I have an interesting question to ask you guys. Why in America do they say Arkansas, but they pronounce Kansas, Kansas? Why is it not Arkansas?
No.
Ask an American, or ask me, I'm English.
Why is Arkansas, Arkansas, and not Arkansas? Just food for thought.
It's
Food
Arkansas.
for thought.
It's Arkansas, isn't it?
Yeah, it is Arkansas, but we say Arkansas. Why do we not call Kansas Kansas?
I just saw it as.
I'm gonna start calling Kansas Kansas and Arkansas Arkansas. That's that's 2021.
Let's go.
Making it a thing.
Shut up.
I'm delaying this now just to annoy you.
Shut up.
All right, Streetlight Apparition, August 16th, 2020.
Next, go on. Just put it on.
All right.
We had some meth or something this morning.
Sorry. Just dragging this out because I like spending time with you guys. So the lady who shot this noticed something weird in the street lamp right there. And what happens next is going to absolutely blow your mind.
What the is that?
No idea. Now watch. Doesn't end there. Doop, 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 doop. Is that?
I am absolutely baffled. That was.
Look at it. It's just like it's like a light liquid thing.
It's like it looks like some a living thing. The way it's water, it's stuck.
Yeah.
But it's
like a shadow of some. See, it's like walking now. Look.
Yeah, and you see, look, it's gone between the poles. Because look where it goes behind that pole.
I don't know what that could be. It looks somewhat very.
It's not an anomaly on the lens because
at first you think it's
Double
something
exposure.
fluid.
Yeah.
And then it's not.
Double exposure.
Is it? Wait, here's the thing. Could it be a double exposed ball lightning?
Now you're talking.
Now you're talking.
Yep. Now you're starting to make sense to us.
We've got it.
Yep.
By gosh, we did it.
By golly.
Yeah, no idea what that is. Don't even know where to begin.
I can't tell you. Oh, that's similar to. I've never seen anything like that before.
I don't know
man.
what that is.
It looks like it's climbing in the air.
But this is
if
how
it was climbing down the lamppost.
it just kind of liquid. It looks like liquid dropping out of the sky.
Do you know what it is?
What?
Aliens.
I'm not agreeing with you, but I'm agreeing with you.
Aliens. That's what they're living lamps.
Yes.
That is 10 out of 10 for me. So I'm baffled with it.
Well, I'm baffled by why she would want to be taking a picture of a lamppost.
Well, she's obviously a prick.
Yeah, you know, she's a... What'd you say? What'd you say she was?
A prick.
A prick, yeah.
Next one.
Well, that's it. That's all she wrote for this episode of
That's
Osbourne's
it?
Want to Believe. Yes.
That last one made me begin to believe.
But the thing is, believe in what? Because we don't even know what that is.
I believe it's something odd,
Okay. Paranormal.
paranormal.
Would you believe in that, more than the walking
really
tree?
interesting. I must confess, I can't
The
get over that.
walking tree, Jack, was not...
I'm gonna buy you a walking tree for Christmas.
Woogie boogie. What is it?
What, this one on the Woogie Boogie? Easily a 9.
What's you?
Yeah, I'd say an 8.
10.
Oh, all right. I'm very pleased. I feel like that my job is just getting
Well,
that
well,
much
you have
closer
to
to
have
being
some kind
done.
of-
Easier,
But here's what
easier.
I have to be really careful, because if after these like next 5 episodes or whatever, I make you believe, you're like, oh, I believe in it all. We're gonna have no show left because you guys
No,
believe.
how many did we just look at?
What? 11 clips?
Well, I should say out of the 11 clips, at least over half are a total crap.
Hell to the no.
Hell to the no, no. Hell to the no. We didn't. What did we
Anyway,
think?
folks,
He's a
stay
classic.
tuned for next week's adventure of Wanna Believe. It's a double exposure.
Yes.
It's a model.
Oh, hell no.
Hell to the no.
All aboard the Osbourne crazy train!
Have you guys ever seen the Northern Lights?
It might be a piece of space junk.